Right, guys, how much do we think 1,000 calories is?
Well, Fraser, I reckon it looks a little bit like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, yes, I've got a salad, but hidden in here, I balance it out, so I reckon I'm pretty close with my cake as well.
Are you sure? I think I've got plenty.
Yeah, I think you've gone pretty hard there on the calories. You even got a raw haggis there, Fraser.
I mean, that's
good.
probably more than 1,000 calories
Yeah,
there.
it does say
Well,
it.
it goes to show how easy it is to consume 1,000 calories, particularly when it's food that you enjoy. But then, how easy is it to actually burn off those 1,000 calories?
Or more specifically, what is the quickest way to burn off 1,000 calories?
Right, well, I'm first to arrive, and having enjoyed our picnic yesterday and having time to digest it, it's now become a little bit of a challenge. Who can burn off those 1,000 calories the fastest? Now, I'm pretty confident here, no offense to the guys, but in classic Mark fashion, I am going to go all out from the off and just hang on. And actually, to add to that, I thought I'd throw a bit of altitude into this, so I brought an altitude mask along, so I'm going to be running at 3,000 meters. 1,000 calories, here you come.
Oh, what are you doing, Mark?
No, I won't talk about that one.
What's going on here? What are you doing?
Well, getting ready for this 1,000 calorie challenge.
Yeah, what's the mask all about?
So I'm going to try and make it harder for myself, so I'm going to be running at 3,000 meters.
What, you think that's going to get it, do you?
Of course
Well, I mean, you've got to raise your heart rate to burn your calories, haven't you? So, I mean, slightly easier way of doing it.
I see what you're doing. Right, so you're going to get the adrenaline.
Morning coffee and a few more shots, you know.
Okay.
Gonna just be like burning calories whilst I'm standing here.
And what's your plan of attack for the actual run?
Well, I've got this, so I'm gonna be doing
So
I'm gonna be
wind
flying
resistance.
down the cycle
Okay.
path, so I'm gonna be adding to a bit of resistance. And I'm going to be doing intervals as well.
Ah, so you think that's
I'm going to
gonna
be
work?
really working hard, having a bit of a rest, but my heart rate will stay high in between. And you know, whilst I'm chilling out in between my intervals, I'm still going to be like working as hard as you are.
Okay, all right.
Um,
I missed all that. What's your idea of burning these calories here?
Well,
I mean, what is this?
I'm going altitude mask. I'm going to run as hard as I can for as
I'm just sitting drinking coffee, Fraser.
Come on, what are you
Slightly easy
doing?
option.
Look how much clothes I've got on. I'm going to be so hot. I'm going to burn these calories. They're going to melt off me. I mean, look, I've got double layer trousers. I've got like 3 tops.
Are you going to be able to move,
gloves.
Fraser?
Yeah, well,
You're just going to barely make it okay down the road.
but I'll burn a lot of calories quickly.
reckon?
Yeah, Scottish man in all these clothes. Wow. Good luck, mate.
Yeah, you too. And you.
Thanks.
So before we go any further, we better discuss what a calorie is. So a calorie is a unit of energy, and the calorie with a small c represents the amount of energy required to heat 1 gram of water by a temperature of 1 degree Celsius at a pressure of 1 atmosphere. However, what you'll usually hear people talking about are kilocalories, and there are 1,000 of these small calories. And it is kilocalories that we will be referring to throughout this video when we're talking about the fuel we need to burn, which comes from the fats, carbs, and proteins that we eat.
Well, guys, I mean, I think I need to head up the road because I need a little bit of a head start with this because I'm a little bit slower. Women tend to burn calories a little bit slower than the guys, so I'm going to go and start and see you in a bit.
Oh, best of luck.
All right, see you guys.
Gonna need it. Right, now Heather's head off up the road. We've probably explained things a little bit here because, as Heather's alluded to, we all burn calories at different rates, and women tend to burn calories at a slightly slower rate than men. And also, I mean, Fraser and myself will burn calories at different rates too.
Yeah, I mean, we're all different heights, weights, maximum heart rates, threshold paces that we can run and burn those calories at. So we need to figure out roughly how long we are all going to take to do that, right?
Yeah, so we've used our threshold paces as kind of a base, and that's essentially looking at how many calories we burn at those threshold paces. And conveniently, Fraser and myself have very similar threshold pace, so we've taken a recent session we've done at that threshold pace and projected that. So it works out about 50 minutes for myself to burn 1,000 calories and Fraser around 55 minutes. Whereas for Heather, it will take her roughly around an hour and a half to burn those 1,000 calories. So if we were to head off all together, by the time that we'd burned off those 1,000 calories, Heather would only be at around 700 calories.
So that's why we've sent her off to start with, right? Isn't it? To make sure she can burn that 300 deficit that she has on us, right?
Yeah, so she's gonna head out for 150 calories and then head back. and then we'll all start.
Yeah.
You're going to have obviously a little bit of a head start on me as well, so you'll head off and back, but in theory we're all going to start together and all be on a level playing field.
Yep, so as Mark alluded to make the start fair, I need to head off for an extra 5 minutes so we're all approximately at the same calorie starting point.
All right, Fraser, time has come.
Going. 5 minutes on you, right?
Yeah, out for 2.5, back for 2.5.
I'm off.
Good.
Right.
Good luck. He's going to struggle.
Well, today we are running out and back on a section of the Bristol to Bath cycle path. Why? Because it's nice and straight and almost pan flat with an elevation gain of just 62 meters. Perfect for ensuring we all stick with our own plans, although we are obviously aware that different methods work better for different people, but this is good fun nonetheless.
Right, 300 calories. I'm done. Well, I'm not done, but I'm ready to go.
70 calories. Done.
That worked out well, didn't it? Well,
Yeah.
ready to go.
Okay,
You've done
well, in
300?
theory, we're now at a level playing field, so I think it's time to put our different tactics to the test. Okay, here we go. Good luck, guys.
You're getting a push. I'm not sure these guys really understand how to burn calories quickly and sensibly. I mean, Heather's using coffee. Well, yeah, that's a good enough idea, but it's just going to wake her up. I don't really think that's going to help burn calories over an hour and a half. Mark, he's trying to run at altitude. Mark's never trained at altitude. I don't think he realizes how hard that is. He's just going to fall off the edge of a cliff and then he's just going to struggle, not going to burn the calories quickly. I'm just running with lots of clothes on. That's not fun. That's going to burn loads of calories. So I'm pretty sure I've got this. I'm melting. Really struggling to cope with all these layers and run at a good pace.
So for this video, we're all using the Polar Vantage watches to display our calories as we're burning them during the run. Now, before this, we've all gone into the Polar Flow app and made sure that our details are correct. So things like our weight, our height, our age, our resting heart rate, our maximal heart rate, and even our maximal oxygen uptake, which is our VO2. And also our gender, just to make sure. And once all that's in there, we can then use the Polar Smart Calorie algorithm, which uses wrist-based acceleration and our heart rate to calculate and continually display that all-important calorie usage.
Back to the race, and it appears Fraser is catching me up on the calorie count, and I'm starting to struggle a little myself. So I think it's time to change the tactics here. Started on 300 calories, obviously. I'm now at 340. This is going to be a long session. Right, I've lost a bit of the drag. Still got baggy t-shirt, and I don't think there's enough wind. So, for the mental effort that it was taking having it on my shoulder, I don't reckon it was worth it for the calorie burn. I'm relying on hard work, coffee, and maybe the fact that I had a couple of drinks last night, hoping that raised my metabolism.
I have got this one in the bag. Fraser, for starters, is going to be overheating. He is going to be sweating out. I think he'd be lucky if he makes it through a few K before he's stripping all those clothes off.
So I've had to jettison my jumper and my hat because I was really starting to struggle to hold any sort of pace or actually any type of run form as well.
Heather, that caffeine's going to burn out at some point soon and her heart rate's going to drop and she's going to struggle to burn those calories. Her interval session, I don't think it's got anything on me just running hard for literally the whole entire time. And I can hurt myself. I will go hard until those 1,000 calories are burned. Yeah, I might bit enough more than I can chew with this mask idea. 3,000 meters. It's quite hard a bit.
Settling into the race, my method has meant I've pulled ahead of the others on the road, but still have a little way to go with the calories after their head starts. But as we're showing quite clearly, we all burn calories at different rates.
Well, we've already covered the difference in metabolisms and also physical factors such as height, age, gender, etc. But then there's other factors such as the air temperature, if it's really hot or if it's really cold, and then the physical stresses, if you're stressed or if you've got fear, that will also increase the rate at which you burn calories, as will altitude, also if you've got an illness or a certain injury, as well as some drugs. And another factor which gives Mark a bit of an advantage, if you've got an increase in lean body mass, that will also help the rate at which you burn calories.
Well, I think Fraser's already caught me up on the calorie count and he's running steady. It's not really fair.
I'm currently at 820 inside the last fifth, and I am regretting saying yes, I would do this. Hot.
Oh, I just received an update. Fraser is really struggling. Had to ditch all his kit on the side of the road. Hopefully not all of it. And Heather, well, she's had a bit of a cold. She's struggling to do those intervals. So, looks like I've got this one sealed up nicely. All right, end of the line. Well, kind of, halfway anyway. All right, back you go.
When I passed Mark, I think he was like 150 calories behind me, so we could end up being fairly similar, but Fraser, when he passed me, he was only like 20 calories behind me. Oh bugger, excuse me, hold the phone. I've got 182.
With Fraser extending a lead and Heather and myself being very close, I realised I needed to up my pace somehow. If I wanted to beat Fraser to 1,000 calories, this was my only way now.
I think my calculations earlier were a little off. But yeah, I think there's some interesting science behind this, because I obviously I'm running for near to an hour or over an hour. I can only hold threshold for so long. So my heart rate's gonna reflect that. It's not going to be through the roof because I need to maintain that. So yeah, I think obviously conserving the calories, almost going at threshold, but it's been a really interesting study. Very close to finishing now. Whew.
So at this point in the closing stages, I realised that the extra layers had actually caused my heart rate to spike to such an extent that there was no coming back from it, no matter how much I backed the pace off. However, ironically, this seemed to play in my favour as it actually accelerated my calorie burn rate, which resulted in me hitting that 1,000 calorie marker sooner than anticipated.
Finally, 1,000 calories. After running at around threshold pace for around an hour, I was watching every one of those calories tick by towards the end. That hurt a lot.
Oh wow, I was relieved for that to end. It ended up being a total of 13 lots of 1 kilometre efforts, and I was really starting to feel it. That's the biggest run session I've actually ever done.
Well guys, that is not something I want to repeat anytime soon again, but what was the fastest way of burning 1,000 calories then?
Well, I think we all know who won the challenge.
Yeah,
Which tactic won the challenge? Come on, Fraser.
I don't feel like I won anything because that was really hard work. But yeah, layering up definitely meant that I burnt calories quicker than I expected to, I think.
Well, out of interest, what was your heart rate? What did you find it sitting?
Average heart rate was sitting about 195, which is
average?
really, yeah, towards the end, so really quite high.
God, that doesn't sound healthy.
No, it's not, and I think what happened was effectively I was able to run at a good pace for maybe 15 or 20 minutes, which is fine, but then the fact that I was wearing all those layers caught up with me. The heart rate spiked, and then I was never able to drop it back down, even though I
But you didn't need to, that's great. I mean, for the challenge.
Yeah,
that meant
but
you had to run for the least amount of time.
Yeah, it did, but in a much more uncomfortable state.
Well, it seems like the boxers are onto something then. For myself, yeah, I mean, my heart rate spiked at the start because of the mask, but that was just, I mean, as much as I wanted to carry on with the mask, I was like spinning out. I felt lightheaded. I was at 3,000 meters and I'm really unfit at the moment. So took that off and my heart rate was just steady Eddie. And I mean, I guess actually on reflection, I was running at threshold. or trying to run as fast as I could for as long as I could, and that ended up threshold pace, which is something that's sustainable for about an hour. So my heart rate reflected that, which wasn't anything crazy. It was around 150. And
Lucky
yes,
you.
well, yeah.
Did you notice your calories burning faster whilst you had the mask on, or was it just too early?
No, I think it did, because then it steadied out a little bit after that. But yeah, it wasn't what I expected, because I really felt like I worked hard. But yeah, interesting though, the science. I mean, it's not exact science, so let's be honest, but interesting. How about yourself?
I mean, I was disappointed with how long I had to keep doing these K reps, and I thought that I was going to burn it quicker. My calories were moving quicker towards the end, so I think as a result that I'm probably still burning calories afterwards. So the training effect and the actual burn effect afterwards is longer lasting, and it was a good session, I suppose. But I think it'd be really interesting if we could go and do all of these actually, like as a VO2 like being with a mask on and actually having your VO2 tested and your exact calories, because obviously, like I said, it's not an exact science, but definitely been interesting. And if you did purely want to just burn the calories, then I think
Maybe not recommended to everyone.
I wouldn't try at home, definitely not.
And Fraser, I'd love to know how much weight you lost or how much fluid you lost.
We drank a lot when we got to finish, for sure.
Yeah, well, guys, if you like this video, please do hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more from GTN, just click on the globe and subscribe.
And if you want to see another presenter challenge when we actually work together as a team to conquer the Lanzarote course record, well, that is just down here.